Hi, it's Glenn Tinley with Winnipeg Men magazine, and I'm here for an update for our Pursuit driving section. I was lucky enough to be invited down to Wayne, Michigan to tour the new Ford plant, or not so new Ford plant, but what they're going to be producing is a new Ford Focus out of there very shortly, starting in January. 2 shifts going to be starting out of there. This plant a year ago was producing the Ford Expedition, the Lincoln Navigator. They stopped producing those there, completely gutted the entire plant, turned it into more of a modular manufacturing system. That's quite impressive, and you're going to see some follow-up video on some of the footage that I took while I was actually touring the plant. Starting in January, they'll be running 2 shifts there to produce the Ford Focus. You can see they've really made a change. They've gone to less of a silo management to more of a team management. Even their manufacturing is all team based. You can see that as I was touring the plant. They've got team leaders and teams that are doing things. Very modular, very team dynamics. It's quite impressive. You can see what Bill Clay Ford Jr. has done in terms of creating this and helping to lead this. And the people, the employees, when you're talking to them, and we talked to them over lunch, they are really bought into this Ford One program. That they have one goal, one vision, and this is where they're going. And you can see it when they're in the staff. You can see it in the people on the manufacturing facilities. It's quite impressive. One quick thing I just want to touch on is this C segment class and where Ford sees it going. They're expecting 28% of their vehicles to be sold from this C segment class over the next few years. By I think 2014 is what they mentioned. They're seeing younger buyers. They're seeing the younger buyers want smaller cars, more fuel efficient. They're buying small SUVs. They're buying small crossovers, and they say 65% of their younger buyers are looking for that small vehicle in that C segment class. They're expecting to sell 200,000 of these a year over a 10 vehicle selection in the next few years. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ford does over the next few years after what they've withstood the last couple of years. But let's just listen to what Bill Ford talks about with some of how they've changed and under some of the leadership and change in terms of the management and how that's worked.
Part of the magic of the way that Alan manages the weekly meetings is that it really forces you to stay up with change, because issues come up very quickly, and therefore they have to be dealt with collectively by everybody. And so that alone, rather than having silo management, I think really allows change to happen quite organically.
You can also see that the Ford Ford as a whole is committed to Detroit. I think they've invested $550 million in this retrofit of this facility that they're now building the Ford Focus in. They've got more vehicles and sort of the modular design or the modular way that they can be manufacturing vehicles there. I would half expect, they never said this, but I would half expect that you would probably see some other models coming out of there in the next couple of years, just because of the way they've got this global platform and the way they can move things around and retrofit plants a lot quicker. Wouldn't surprise me if that sort of becomes their new manufacturing model. Again, that's my words, not theirs. But they're also committed to Detroit in terms of what that means to the community and what they're wanting to do. So here I've got a little clip from Bill Ford, and I apologize for the sound quality. A lot of people standing around, but listen carefully. He just talks a little bit about what they're doing in the community there.
But importantly, the products that are being produced here are really the future. And so, a lot of new technology is coming into this plant, and I think that's hugely important for this city.
So if you missed a little bit what Bill Ford was saying there, it was at the end was more the fact that they're really happy with what's going on in Detroit. So I think it's admirable what Ford is doing. I'm actually quite impressed. As I said before, I'm quite impressed with what Ford has done over the last couple of years, and I think their quality has gone up. I think the looks of their vehicles are good. It's going to be interesting to see how things go in the next couple of years. This is sort of part one. We're going to have another video with some of the plant tour with the hearings from some of the team leaders that were there. You'll get to see some of the inside of the 1.2 million square foot Wayne, Michigan plant where they're going to be building the new Ford Focus. I think Ford's on a bit of a roll, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do the next couple of years. They just launched their new 2011 Ford Explorer, and from what we were told at the event we were at, orders for that are twice what they were expecting from or from what they were expecting. So they're quite happy with that, and so it'll be interesting to see what goes on. So there's just some quick opinions and some insight from Bill Ford, and we'll see where they go, and we'll update throughout the year. We're going to be test driving some Ford vehicles throughout the year as well. So stay tuned to winnipegmen.com. Stay reading Winnipeg Men magazine, and we will see you on the pages of the magazine and online. I'm Glenn Tinley with Winnipeg Men. We'll talk to you soon.